This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
What a beautiful afternoon. You can see here we have got the blue wildebeest just at the background there who are now going to drink. And apart from the wildebeest, some other animals, big animals, I can see them approaching from far. Good afternoon and welcome to the beginning of the game drive you have long been waiting for. I am Sydney Fumurani Mikosi and I'm traveling with Craig, who is my camera operator this afternoon. I am going to be looking for the interesting animals, specifically the cats. But when coming across the big ones, such as the elephants and other big animals, we are going to stop and have a discussion. For in case if you want to be part of our discussion, you can follow us on Twitter, #SafariLive. You can also follow us on YouTube chat stream. So I'm going to see if we can have a better sighting on this head of a wildebeest, and I can see this one big elephant as well approaching from the other side. Oh, also baboons are here. I can see baboons as well here, 12 o'clock right in front of us. Oh, it looks like it's an amazing sighting there because there's a lot of wildebeest just by the open space. So we are right at the Viola pen. There is one of the non-perennial dams here. Wildebeest are enjoying themselves. You can see some of them are done drinking. They're just relaxed. Call 6, I am so very much worried about the lack of dung beetles in the area for a while. I have been looking for the dung beetles here every day and I'm not winning. I am not too sure what is happening. Maybe the dung beetles are now just after the elephants and they are concentrating where there is densely population of elephants as well as the buffaloes, as they like to eat those droppings a lot. So you can see now I have got the wildebeest. These wildebeest, if you look at them from a distance, you will see they've got a lot of stripes. Today we can clearly see that the blue wildebeest, they are indeed striped wildebeest. You can see just by the side of the head, the stripes are very much clear at the moment, which is where the name brindle gnus is coming from, as brindle is a term which means the stripes. So I'm not seeing any of the zebras around here. I know the wildebeest are always associated with the animals such as zebras due to their poor eyesight, as the zebras has got good eyesight, and which is a good relationship because when it comes to the predators, they can easily warn each other. Wildebeest have got good sense of smell, and zebras, they don't have good sense of smell. It means both these two has got a mutualistic relationship. They are both getting benefit from feeding together. So you can see this wildebeest there is trying to sniff. So one of them is right in water here. I don't know the reason why this one is deep in water. Maybe it's trying to cool the body temperature. Look at that. This one looks tired. When the little one was going down, I thought maybe the little ones wants to feed from the knees like the warthogs. So it's nice and Rosalind, the wildebeest can migrate long distances. I am just not too sure in terms of the kilometers, but let me give you something which determines the longevity of their movement. These animals, they can migrate according to the availability of food. So if the food is nearby, they are going to obviously stop nearby. But if the food is far, they are going to walk long distances. In other words, the migration, the distances are determined by the availability of food. So this is normal. Here by the Juma Game Reserve and other areas as well, wildebeest, when they're walking, you will see they normally walk and they keep changing according to the availability of food. Now, let's go to Taylor, who's got a beautiful cat.
Right, everybody. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a special guest appearance of Tlalamba. And the crowd goes wild and a name strap comes up. No, it doesn't. Off she goes. She's had a drink. This is a great start. Shall I tell everybody who I am, Senzo? What do you think? We'll do a very quick introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor Jane McCurdy, and on camera with me today is Senzo. Did you get all of that? Right, we're going to follow Tlalamba, the young daughter of Thandi. I wonder where she's off to. Can I just tell you the quick joke? The joke is that I didn't know where I was going, and I was like, okay, fine. We will go into the Mulwati because we will find Tamba, and then I just turned the corner and then, not Tamba, Tlalamba. Then Tlalamba was just there. So that's great. It's a great start to the afternoon. And now I think she's using the luxury facilities. That looks like her luxury facility face, from what I can remember. I can't hear any animals, so I thought I heard something in the distance, like maybe a herd of elephants, but that's not the case at all. So off she goes. Just waddling down the road. Kristen, thank you so much. Yes, you're hilarious. He said, finally, I don't have anything that's running away from me. No, for a change. This morning, if you watched the sunrise safari, it was a disaster because I couldn't find any animals. And I went up to Buffelshoek Dam because Jamie, well, she said to me, there's mating leopards here. And she had a great sighting of them. I couldn't even get that right. So they ran away from me. So you're just walking past another mud wallow now. She didn't even care for the doves. Did you see that? She showed no interest whatsoever. Let's go and see where she goes to, I suppose. This is going to be fantastic. Well, I'm hoping that this is going to be fantastic. I was actually going to Chitwa, but we're going to go via the Mulwati. Look at those doves. Can I just one moment, we have to appreciate the two doves that... Well, I suppose they survived, didn't they? They had a near-death encounter of a leopard, and all they wanted to do was just come down to have a drink of water. Okay, lovely. Showing all the animals now while we have them before they decide to run away from me again. Tlalamba's not going particularly fast up the road. You can't see her now, but she's kind of just around the bend. She's actually moving very quickly. I don't know where she's off to. She's got her ears pricked forward and she seems to know exactly where she's going. Is she going towards Hukumori? I don't know. We'll wait and see. Right, Sydney, however, has not got such a small animal in front of him. He's got a rather large one and it's walking quite close by.
The elephant has just arrived now, and I can see the baby is following, while the other side, the wildebeest are now trying to move away from the dam as the elephants are coming in. I think the wildebeest are not very comfortable with the presence of this big animal here around them. You can see this elephant looks very much thirsty at the moment, is drinking. And this kind of animals can be able to drink 150 to 250 liters of water a day. That is quite a lot. So the sun is getting hot at the moment. Maybe after drinking, they might display some of the mud wallowing. So you can see that these elephants are really thirsty. So it has been a very long day. The elephants can be able to drink up to 18 hours. They can be able to feed up to 18 hours a day. So I can see that this is one of the best sightings at the moment, with the wildebeest nearby and all the other animals. So I don't think it's fair if we don't share this kind of a spectacular sighting with the other viewers. What a beautiful sighting, and welcome to the beginning of our very special sighting. I am Sydney Fumurani Mikosi, and I'm coming to you live from the western side of the Greater Kruger National Park here in South Africa, Sabi Sands Juma Game Reserve. I'm just not far away from the Viotella pen. Here I have got this very beautiful sighting of the elephants who are trying to have a drink at the moment, while the wildebeest are watching as the wildebeest got here first. It is amazing to see that the little one, instead of drinking water, the little ones need some calcium. She doesn't want to drink water. She needs some milk. I can see that she's trying by all means to get hold of the teats so that she can get some milk. This is a beautiful sighting. Elephants are just beautiful. Just by looking at the elephant's ears, you can see you are indeed in Africa. The elephant's ears resembles the map of Africa. Look at that. So the little ones must have to be drinking milk a lot. You can hear that we don't only have the elephants here and the wildebeest, we do have other animals. The baboons are also making some calls, but those calls are not warning calls. They're just normal calls. I know baboons, when it comes to the predators, they always warn other animals. So the baby elephant is going to be here until they are about 18 years is when they are going to be chased away. Janet, by looking at the size of that baby, I think the baby might be going somewhere between 2 and 3 years. Remember, the elephants got to nurse these little ones until they are between 3 and 4. And after that, they will be part of the very same herd. But when they get to 16 to 18 years is when the little ones are going to be independent completely. So here, the mother has to nurse the little one and teach the little ones all the manners. Elephants, they have to be feeding and make use of the trunk, and in order to use the trunk while they're still very young, they must have to go through a certain training from the adults to know how to utilize the trunk. So you can see on a convoy, the little one is leading. So it is not the responsibilities of the little ones in order to lead the herd. What we are seeing there is not normal. Normally, the head of elephants is headed by a matriarch, which is normally the oldest female, is the one who is responsible of a decision making as to where we are going, what time are we going to be back here, and which directions are we going to feed this afternoon. You can hear the baboons. So I'm left now here with the wildebeest, and I can hear the baboons making noise everywhere here around me. And this baboon's noise is bringing us to the end of the special broadcast or special sighting. I am going to carry on now and look for more animals. So you can see that the wildebeest were just giving the largest land mammal a chance to come and drink. Now they are back again, right on their feet. They are still watching the largest land mammal moving away from this waterhole. So the spot here where these wildebeest are, it is ideal because this wildebeest can be able to see far. It's much more open here where they are. You can see some baboons here. So now we are going to Jamie, who is also about to start by the tent.
Awesome. It's something that I've really missed since I've got back is a wonderful sighting of Sydney, or not a wonderful sighting of Sydney, a sighting of elephants drinking. I'm sorry, something bit me on the side of the nose as we went live, and now my left eye is watering so badly. And I can't see something, but I don't know what it was. Ow. Very good afternoon to you all. My name is Jamie. This afternoon, Chandra is on camera with me. And the reason that we are out in the tent this afternoon is because we're having some tech difficulties with the Mara. And Chandra needs to be relatively home-based because he's quite an important man when it comes to running things. There's another important man and he's hiding through the window. He's hiding, he's trying to hide. Rod, you must have known I was going to do that. That, of course, is Conradi. He is our tech genius out here. Now, the most exciting thing about this afternoon's events, well, for me at least, Chandra wasn't as excited as I was because he's already seen this, is the return of the Mopani bees. I'm so happy. I really hope James knows about this because I really feel like it will bring him so much joy. Look at them. They've got an even bigger entrance tunnel to their skull than they've ever had before. That is incredibly disconcerting, watching myself 10 seconds ago in the background. But anyway, nevertheless, they are the Mopani bees, and they have returned in numbers greater than ever before. This is an absolute joy to sit and watch as they come streaming out of their little waxy entrance tunnel. Or exit tunnel, I suppose. It goes both ways. Sorry, Chandra. Put my foot in the way. Isn't this absolutely beautiful? So for the last, I don't know, when did we first spot the Mopani bees? 2 years or so ago, I would say. Whenever we set this tent up, the Mopani bees have been a constant feature of our lives, and I was truly devastated when I saw the entrance tunnel was broken and looked deserted and devoid of life. And it was like that for a very long time. Chandra, that is stunning. On an absolutely beautiful view. Now, right now, what they're doing in their little hive is creating what is said to be the sweetest honey of all bees. But to discover whether or not that is actually the case, we'd have to break open the giraffe skull and destroy their hive in order to get to it. So I don't think that is something that we will ever do. We also know that these particular bees are attracted to sweat. So if by the end of the afternoon they are buzzing all over us, then you'll know exactly why. Now, I'm pretty certain I've got your name wrong. Pugmaker? Pugmaker? I'm really sorry. You say wow or something along those lines. I've forgotten what you said because I've forgotten your name. Yeah, there we go. It is indeed Pugmaker. I'm very sorry. I was right the first time. Pugmaker says something about this being absolutely amazing. It really is. I'm probably going to have to move them outside, at least for the duration of our segments in the tent, which is quite sad because I always worry about disturbing them. But if they've survived 2 years of us coming and going in this tent, I'm pretty certain that they're going to be absolutely fine. No. Princess Kimberly, these are also known as stingless bees, so no, they do not sting humans. They can get a little bit much when they crowd around your face, they're obviously in search of any kind of moisture. So sweat, liquid around the eyes, around the tear ducts, up your nose, that gets a bit much at times when they do that. And what you find is if you accidentally squash one, which I'm afraid to say does happen, because they, you do that and all of a sudden there's a squished little Mopani bee, it actually attracts the rest of them and they all swarm towards you. So that while they don't bite, they can get a little bit irritating, which is why I think I'm going probably to avoid that accidental squashing of a Mopani bee. I'm going to move this outside for the duration. I, of course, have that option available to me. Sydney's out battling the elements, of course, including the Mopani bees.
I am doing some trekking at the moment as I want to see if we are going to find some cats in this area or not, but so far there are no updates. I'm heading towards the area where Hukumuri was spotted this morning. Maybe our luck is on that side. So here around Central is very much quiet. Maybe Hukumuri is not done with the porcupine he was seen having this morning. I wonder how he managed to catch the porcupine as James, there are no updates at all with regards to Tingana and the new girlfriend. Tingana has been introducing a lot of girlfriends to us here, unknown girlfriends. He knows where to find them. But so far there are no updates with regards to his whereabouts together with his girlfriend. So I was saying, Hukumuri, I don't know how he managed to catch the porcupine, as hunting a porcupine can be a very serious mission. I was once on a sighting where a leopard failed to catch a porcupine. This porcupine was very clever. When the leopard was coming, the porcupine was reversing and the leopard was going back. And when the porcupine goes forward, the leopard was following, and you will see the porcupine turning his back and the leopard is going back. He tried to even crawl and he tried all the different strategies, but he couldn't win that porcupine that day. So catching a porcupine can be a serious mission. And they can also be dangerous sometimes, because if they don't approach the porcupine nicely, they can end up getting those quills on them. And if there's nobody to assist them, the cats, big cats, they can die from those quills. So it's a very serious protective armor. The elephant has been here. It looks like it has been quite a lot of elephants. So here where I am, the bush is changing. I can see already the grass is reaching the final stage of development. The grass are on their climax stage now. They are starting to get dry, some of them, so the sun is too much. So when the grass is getting dry now, by the beginning of March, you can see that when May some of the porcupines, you might find that they're old. And when getting old, because of fighting and encountering quite a lot of challenges, they lose the quills. And you find that they don't have a lot of quills anymore. What I have seen the leopard trying to do that day is they try by all means and get an area which does not have quills. That is where they capitalize to catch these porcupines. If not that, they try to see if they can have an opportunity to turn the porcupine so that they can catch them. So, but the leopard has to be very hungry to go after the porcupine. I don't think a leopard which has got quite a lot of food can get quite a lot of motivation to go after the porcupine. So there's very fresh tracks of the elephants here. We might be lucky with the elephants in this area. Paul, the animals are also very much unpredictable. And I will give you a very good example. Maybe this is something you have heard before. Not long time ago, we have witnessed a female leopard which was killed by Tingana. So Hukumuri and Kalamba, their interaction, they can be very much unpredictable. So if they meet, the chances of Hukumuri to take action against Kalamba, they are also very much high. So normally, we see the females fighting the same sex, and we see the males against the same sex. But it is very much rare to find that a male is killing a female. So that is why it's important sometimes to consider the behavior of animals we are seeing rather than just focusing on the textbooks, because the textbooks sometimes they do contradict what we are seeing here out in the world. So sometimes we talk about what we are witnessing, which is completely different from what we are reading on these different manuals we are studying most of the time. So there is quite a lot of things that are not yet discovered on these animals. And some of these discoveries, because we are spending much time with these animals, we see things which are totally unusual. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is trying to reallocate the shy Kalamba.
Hello everybody, hello. We're searching. Kalamba went into the Mulwati, which we then followed her for a while, and then she just went up a steep bank like this and jumped up on top and came out somewhere here, but now I don't know where she's gone, and I'm trying to see if I can find tracks. She was making strange sounds. I don't know what she was doing, if she heard somebody. So sorry, I'm just going to very quickly focus on the road just to see if I don't miss any footprints. I'm going to go back down. I don't know, I'm sure she's going in the direction of Twin Dams, that watering hole itself. And she didn't come up here. Okay, we need to turn around. She gone. But where did she go? Why did she come up here? If she's gone into some of these drainage lines, that's going to be a disaster. We'll have to probably move on from her and try come back a little bit later, because it is super thick. I mean, even in winter we struggle to drive along these drainage lines. There's absolutely no ways we'll be able to do it in summer. Okay, so now we need the squirrels, the franklins, the spur fowls. Anybody else that wants to shout leopard? We need them right now. See, she could have just crossed here and gone down that side. So with Senzo and I are just going to scan really hard. Wonderful. It seems as though we've got gremlins already this afternoon and no leopards. So off you go to Sydney, who's having some more luck.
Apologies for the inconveniences due to some bad signals. The bush is still very much thick. We are still here at the rainy season. The bush is excited, and we cannot blame the bush for that, because this bush, when it's looking nutritious and growing big, is benefits for quite a lot of animals. So now I am heading much more towards the treehouse dam. After treehouse dam, I'm going to where Hukumuri was spotted. I'm just hoping he's going to come and drink there by the treehouse dam. But I know next to the hyena den, there's also some other waters there where he can also have a drink, because animals don't mind water from the potholes. So, but here where I am not seeing any tracks. There is no much cat activity. Since Hosanna decided to leave us to go up towards the Ndolozi area, is very quiet. Even Tingana is not around. So there's no much leopard tracks here. There used to be a lot of leopard tracks because these animals, they used to sometimes take each other's kill. Like when Hosanna caught something, Tingana will come. So which means you will always see the tracks around here everywhere because of that. So here I can pick up a very, very nice bush. Something very important here in the bush is that the rhino beetles, I haven't seen them feeding on the dungs, because remember, we have got different kind of beetles. So the rhino beetles, I've never seen them handling the dungs like the dung beetles we are having. But if you look at the structure of the rhino beetle and look at the structure of the dung beetle, you will see that the equipments are not the same. The dung beetles that are eating the dungs, they've got a spade like front structure which helps them to dig and which helps them in order to collect the droppings. But the rhino beetle, you can see with those two horns, cannot help in order to get the droppings, the particles from the droppings to construct a ball. So the rhino beetles are so very much beautiful. They are good-looking beetles, but I like the dung beetles. So now let's go back to Jamie by the tent.
I feel a little bit like an odd Disney princess in a way with all these Mopani bees around me. I took the skull outside and then felt so guilty that we brought it back in again because all the Mopani bees looked so lost and distraught that we felt bad. So we've put it back where it was so that they can come in and out. So if you see us surrounded by Mopani bees, that's why. And I've just got to hope that none of them land on me and I don't, forget and accidentally, squash one. We also, this tent has actually become something of an ecosystem in its own way. We have an entire family of geckos. As you know, what are they called again? Button spiders made it a home at one point. There we go. There's a striped skink wandering along up the top of the tent. We've had an eastern tiger snake slithering around at some point or another. Although it's largely the geckos and the lizards and the skinks that enjoy their time here. I'm sure there's a whole host of other spiders that we haven't really noticed. But perhaps the most distressing is what's happened underneath the tent. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we thought we'd had quite a big rain, and we thought that perhaps the floor of the tent had washed away. When we compacted it and put it all back together again, and the next day it was uneven once more, we realized that there had to be another explanation to this, although Steph and I had something of a disagreement about this because he was convinced it was water, I was convinced otherwise. Anyway, it turns out that an entire family of rodents has moved in underneath the tent, and as a result we now have large holes in the form of tunnels that move all the way through the floor of the tent. Meaning that if Gendre falls over, it's probably not his fault, at least in this particular case. Or if the chair goes over backwards, exactly, beautifully demonstrated, thank you, Gendre. It is because there's a family of rodents that persists in excavating underneath our tent. We haven't quite figured out exactly what it is we're going to do about it. But while we sort of problem solve and brainstorm that, we see amazing things on our live safaris. We see lions, we see leopards, we see elephants drinking, we see all sorts of birds. But the truth is, what we really want to show you, and I know what you get really excited about, is grass. Now, we try and meter out the chats that we have about grass, because sometimes it gets so overwhelmingly exciting that people actually can't take it, and sometimes we get reports of viewers fainting when we overdo the grass segments. But today we're going to take that risk because the dry season is approaching. The flowers, or not the flowers, but the breeding parts of the plants of the grass, the breeding parts of the grasses, also known as the inflorescences, are in full bloom right now, but they're starting to dry out, meaning that our opportunity to tell you all about grasses is relatively limited, because once they disappear, then I have to tell you there's not one among us who can tell the difference between one species of grass and another. It is only at this time of year. So then I was thinking, when we have a whole host of different grasses here, what shall we do with them? How can we make this slightly more exciting? And I thought, well, I do know that some of you would really love the opportunity to demonstrate, and note I use the word demonstrate and not show off, just how much you've learned from our live safaris over the number of years that you've been watching. Some of you actually astound us with your knowledge, and I often find myself gobsmacked with my jaw hitting the floor when you can answer some of the questions that we put to you and find out information that gives us an example of your true abilities as researchers. So, oh dear, we're having a minor crisis here. It's falling apart. Oops, now I've thrown a tortoiseshell across the room. So, here's what the idea is. Every segment, and we might do other stuff as well, never fear, because I wouldn't want any of you to get overwhelmed by the power of grasses and find yourselves too excited. Nature Girl says, wait, let her take her heart pills before the start of this grass segment. Maybe take 2, just in case. You never know. All right, we're going to do a lot of grasses, so prepare yourselves. Take a deep breath. Get yourself a fan. Perhaps, maybe have a cup of tea, nice and sweet, with plenty of sugar. Sugar, of course, comes from a grass. We're going to do a quiz on each and every single segment that we do. That is going to make Emma's job extraordinarily enjoyable and final control. I think she's in D2, so she's going to be sifting through all of your answers. First up is the easiest of all of them. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I will only tell you what each grass species is in the next segment that I do. How does that sound? So we're going to have a look at it. First, you're going to see the inflorescence. And then I'm going to put it under the microscope, because I have a microscope. And as you know, you cannot let me loose with a microscope without being forced to endure endless amounts of discussion about just how extraordinary nature is. Oh, Jamie's focus is appalling. There you go. Wow, that's really cool, actually. Look at those spikes on that. Oh, the wind's going to blow it out from under there. Let me just put my finger on it to hold it. Jamie, stop shaking. It's ridiculous. Too much sugar in your tea. There you go. All right, just stay. Okay, I'm not going to touch it anymore because I've got the shakes. Joy in Hong Kong is already on it. She's already given the answer. I'm going to hold off. Well, mind you, you've just seen, most of you using Twitter will have seen Joy in Hong Kong's answer, or using YouTube. I think Joy uses YouTube. So you will have seen her answer already. Okay, so I didn't think that through, because I was going to say I'm not going to give the answer until some more of you have had a chance to think about it and perhaps give it. But let's go, because Joy has absolutely spot on told us what it is. It is our worst type of grass. We hate this grass. Okay, and you therefore have to hate this grass as well. This is carrot seed grass indeed. And do you think I can remember what the Latin name is? You'd think I would, wouldn't you? Well, you would be mistaken. Besides, I have a rule when I present these live safaris. I have a rule that I don't break out a Latin name unless I can tell you something interesting about what the Latin name means. Otherwise, I think it really is just pointless, just listing Latin names at people. People are never going to remember it, and you're only doing it to make yourself look good. James says that's his favorite grass. Is it because it irritates us? Is that purely out of badness? It's your favorite grass because it's the one that gives us the least joy. You see, the thing is you saw those spikes on that seed. Now, that, of course, is a very, very efficient method of seed dispersal. That is, of course, provided it ever comes off again, which when they get stuck in our socks, they don't. Yes, Monique, exactly. It ruins socks. Unless you have the patience of an absolute saint, if you walk through a patch of this, and it doesn't, it's not just one little piece sticking up out of the ground. If you walk through a patch of this, you will find yourself absolutely covered in these grass seeds, and they don't go anywhere. I suppose if you have hair, if you look at fur, perhaps it's more efficient because it doesn't stick quite as seriously. I'm going to hate myself for this. I don't know. There you go, look. It's also wet, so... No, James. This is not your favorite grass seed. You are mistaken. Totally mistaken. Right, while I get that out of my hair, let's go across to Taylor, who is much more sensible than I am and probably doesn't have any grass seeds in her hair.
Jamie, what on earth have you put in your hair? Also, everybody, if you didn't notice, Jamie has taken over the role of entertainer for this safari. Thank you, Jamie. I had to do it this morning, but I'm so thankful to be relieved of duty. So now, I will be serious safari Taylor. I don't know if my eyebrows moved. I think my cheeks just moved there. I don't know where Tlalamba is. Tlalamba, come back! Tlalamba! There's a go-away bird. Tell me, where is it? Where's the leopard? Is she there? I'm coming for you, Tlalamba. I'm going to catch you now by the tail, making me drive around in circles. And she's probably just been sitting there the whole time, too. So this car's going to go conk, conk just now because it's going to come out of... You see? Told you. Just pops out of 4x4 all the time. If she's in this tree, she's going to get in big trouble. Been driving around in circles. Thank you very much. That's my new name strap. Tlalamba, come back. I don't know where she is. Go away, bird. Please say again where the leopard was that you were whining about. I wonder if she's gone back in the Mulati. I don't know. What do you think, Senzo? Says the go-away bird. Where is she? So she ran up here, which is crazy. It's super steep. I don't want to get out because I will just flush her out and upset her and then she'll run away. I don't want to do that. She could have, knowing this leopard, she could have run up and then run back down. Senzo, back into the Mulati.
Yeah.
She's making me work and we're not even halfway through the safari yet. That bird calling, Nina, is a woodland kingfisher. Nina, who's directing today, said there was nice ambient from that bird. So I thought I'd better tell you all and Nina what that bird actually is. We're going to hit a log now. Hold on. Please. Yeah. Up we go. This is a small one. I'm dramatic, in case you haven't noticed. Casual reverse. Reverse-a-rooski. Okay, we're going to go back into the Mulwati again. The Mulwati doesn't like us very much. But... stop making noises in the car. Sorry, everybody. It's 4x4 gear. It kind of has a mind of its own. I don't think when it does that, it says very nice things to us in car language. Nora, I'll have you know I can be very serious. Very, very serious. Thank you very much. You must stand up in my vehicle. You must call the animal. You must go like this to a lion. Then watch how serious I get. Then, when else can I be serious? In a lion hunt? Super serious Sally Taylor. Yeah. Trying to think when else I'm really serious. When people mess with my food. So when else am I serious? You can't even say anything. That's disappointing. I'm serious about... I don't know. I think that's it. can guess what other things I'm serious about. I'm serious about petting dogs. I'm serious about... I don't know. I have a serious fear of sharks. Something else that I don't joke around about ever. You'll hear me joking about sharks, not even once. So she was here. This is what we had. She's now gone, obviously. She chased some spur fowl. She had her old footprints all day. Anyways, if we go back to...
I have got my favorite animals at the moment. Some of them are underneath here. I can just see the movement of these dungs. One is here. You can see another one is there. Oh, here's the movement. You can see that they are busy now doing some constructions. So a lot of holes are showing that a lot of balls has been developed and has been taken away to the burial site. So this is amazing. Insects, they are busy doing their job. But apart from the insects, I want to tell you something today. Coming here by the wildlife environment is very much beneficial to our health. These trees, I know a lot of people don't take trees into consideration. They only think about game viewing, and they think game viewing is the only one which plays an important part when it comes to the relief of the stress level. So today, I want to share something with you. Coming to the bush like this helps in order to boost the immune system, and it also helps in order to lower the blood pressure. Again, those with surgeries can easily quickly get recover. What happens here is that these trees that we are seeing here, when they are breathing, they give off some of the chemicals such as phytoncides. The phytoncides are the chemicals given by the trees in order to fight diseases and to fight the insects. When we inhale those phytoncides, they then help us because they do boost our immune system via the blood cells. And they also give what is called a natural killer. This natural killer kills what is called the affected viruses. So the viruses that are affecting the body cells, they get killed by these natural killers. So you can see that when you are coming to the bush, you are going to get quite a lot of benefit. Apart from game viewing, you are going to have quite a lot of health benefits. So now I want to remind you that the Wild Earth expeditions, they are now, the website is now open, and the bookings, they are going to be up and running as from the 17th of March. So you can come and gain some health benefits here in the wild. I am going to see if we can find Hukumuri now. So I'm going to be heading towards that area where Hukumuri was spotted. Oh, look now, the dung beetle is up. It's leaving. Just after I left there, the dung beetle is leaving. You can see there's dung beetle pushing the ball. A child of the universe, the birds, they come and eat these dungs. You know, the thing is, the birds comes when there is insects. Normally, the elephant dungs, when they're getting dry, the material consisting the elephant dung attract the termites. And the termites come in order to eat that fiber. When they come is when the birds will come and disperse and open the elephant dung so that they can get hold of the insects in there. So the birds, they get benefit because the droppings attract insects. Sometimes when they are fresh as well, you will see the guinea fowls coming and dispersing. Even the hornbills, they also go there and disperse to try and get hold of the insects. So the weather is so very much perfect for the cats to move around. At the moment, it's slowly getting overcast. You can see that every day I don't work. I am just doing the forest bath. So that is why every day you can see that I am always happy, because I am in the wild whereby I am gaining quite a lot of health benefits. And this, what I'm doing, this job, it is a forest bath job. So this area is the area where Hukumuri was spotted. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is still searching.
I am still searching, I will be searching, I'm going to search all day. Yay! So we're going to head to Chitwa now. I've given up on Tlalamba. That's all the time. It's all of my time that she deserves, because she was rude and she just decided to pull a tundi on us. She's really acting like her mother right now, who disappears on us all the time. But maybe we'll be lucky enough to find her a little bit later. That's the plan. So I think we're going to go towards Chitwa airstrip first. What is running here? So we're going to head down that way. Oh, it was baboons. I couldn't work out what was going on the road. There was lots of tracks. But the bobos were here. They were playing about on the very dangerously on Gowrie Main. But they're pretty good. It's not the same troop that we've been seeing in and around camp, although they've left camp alone, touchwood. Thankfully. Is that Wilbur? This is serious now, hey? Serious. Check there. Check that warthog, just chilling in the mud. Now, for those of you who've been watching Safari Live for a long time, you will know that there's my favorite warthog in the whole wide world, and his name is Wilbur. And he lives at JC Brinkpan, and he's missing half of his tail. And this looks like an old warthog too. So the only way we'll find out if this is Wilbur the warthog and if his legacy lives on is if he stands up. Will the real slim warthog please stand up? I thought that was going to work. It wasn't though. Huh. And the oxpecker does not seem... Please be Wilbur. No, it's not Wilbur. It's an imposter. It's a new Wilbur. It's Warren. This is... It's not his brother. This warthog here has pushed out Wilbur. This is Warren the warthog now. I'm very upset right now, because this kind of confirms that Wilbur no longer lives. That Warren has now taken over Gwen's old burrow. This is very upsetting. He's not as impressive as Wilbur. That makes me really sad, but it isn't often that we get to spend some time with a warthog. So even though we don't really like this fella, we'll just watch him waddle away. You can come back, it's fine, you can take this place. You've obviously fought him off. You win, you deserve it. May, you know what, in comparison to Wilbur, this is a small warthog. This is the smallest male warthog I've ever seen in my life. But that's just because I really liked Wilbur a lot, and we had a really close relationship where he would do funny things when I was around, like slide around in the mud, or chase other warthog boars away, or get frisky with the females. You know, he would do cool things. We had an understanding. This guy, I would zero time for him. African pygmy warthog. No wonder you've got no ladies here, because size does matter in the animal kingdom, everybody. Right. Stated. Maybe wild dogs will be scattered out on the airstrip, or what else? Herd of elephants dust. Maybe she will be, maybe she won't. I hope she is though. So we'll just check very carefully. She could have moved just slightly. She was going towards the Mulwanini, but then I believe she was back the afternoon, so... very... Okay, Senzo's also on spotting duty, so please, we apologize if a camera veers off and goes somewhere else. It's because we're trying to find you a leopard. If I veer off the road, it's for the same reason. Let's check. Sometimes you have to look again to refresh your eyes. Oh, sorry everybody. You probably wouldn't have got any of my jokes because the gremlins were here and they attacked my feed. And then couldn't hear what I was saying. Don't worry, they probably weren't that funny anyways. Okay, we're coming up to our favorite spots now. The only problem is there's so many Marudichi. She could be in any one of them. I'm even gonna, you know what, we're gonna first gear it. That's how slowly we're gonna go here to make sure we don't miss anything. I saw kudu very far in the bushes. I'm just gonna shout out all the things that I see. Lions, some martial eagle. I'm just we'd stop and look at them. Don't panic. I mean, if she isn't that big one, that'd be great, but she's not. Okay, so she's not in the trees that she was in. When was it, Senzo? Not yesterday. Morning, day before that. I hope she hasn't vacated this area. It was nice seeing her every single day. She's not up in these trees. David, the weather is lovely today. There's a gentle breeze. The sky is blue. The few little clouds, which is providing us with nice shade. The temperature, it's not too hot. A bit warm when you start moving, but as you go, the wind blows straight through your hair. It's lovely. Yeah. Is that everything you hoped that the weather was going to be here? It's always nice at this time of the year. We haven't had rain for a couple of days, which has been great. Please, Kuchava, can you come out? Nope, no Kuchava today. At least we tried, though. You can see I put in effort to try and find the animals. I'm just not very good at actually finding them. We will go this a little bit further. We're going to go on the Chitwa driveway. Then try. Wonderful. Now, I know Sydney said he's still searching. I don't know if he's going to Hukamori, but I know that Rexon has located. No? Okay, never mind. I'm not sending you anywhere. I've got cancel. Cancel. Axed. But you can tell Sydney that Rexon has located Hukamori. He doesn't even need to search. He's just got to respond. Then we're going to turn in here. We're still searching, looking for animals. We'll see what's happening at the dam maybe a little bit later. I heard stories about Sibuya down south, so we might see if we can't get a long-range view of Sibuya. I don't know if her cub is with her, so you can't ask me that, but I maybe will be able to tell you a little bit later. But she wasn't on Chitwa. But we will try. Lovely. Okay, well, we're going to keep this bumble on a roll, and off we go to Jamie. He's probably going to tell you quite a bit about grass.
So what I'm doing now is because I like to leave things for the next generation of Safari Live presenters. That doesn't mean I'm leaving. It just means that I'm not going to be in the tent the next time we do a tent segment. So I like to leave my mark for a couple of reasons. One, of course, it's very educational. And two, I like to show that I actually went above and beyond and made an effort during my tent segments. So I'm making a little chart, and it's going to be labeled as we go through these grasses. Of course, you know what's going to happen by the time somebody gets in here. That was terribly done. You know how difficult it is to actually get tape right when you're being watched this way. So there we go. I don't have glitter with me, unfortunately. Nina would like to know where my glitter is. I don't have glitter, but I do feel that that would add an extra sparkle to a grass chart. But as discussed prior to this particular conversation, there's only so much excitement that people can actually take. And by adding glitter to grass, I actually think it might be a little bit too much. But I hope that you've had a chance to get your heart rate back down to normal. And now you are prepared for the next exciting grass segment. So, as you've noticed, oh no, you haven't noticed because it's flown out from under the microscope. I have put another grass under the microscope for you. There you go. We'll start by looking at it. Oh my word. Under the microscope. Come on, Jamie. There we go. It is an absolutely beautiful grass when you look at it this way. And I must say, the microscope adds a sort of dimension that it might otherwise be lacking in our lives. You can really get grips to the contrast, or get to grips with the contrast of colours between the green and the purple little hair-like projections extending from the base of the grass seed, which I assume, when ripe, would do the same thing that the carrot seed hooks would do in terms of attaching them to something, perhaps even act for wind dispersal. But at the moment, this one's not ready yet when it comes to the production of seeds, because as you can see, the grass has actually still got flowers attached right at the base there, so it's still producing pollen and allowing fertilization by pollen. So you can see the little brown bits are the dead flowers, and the little white bits are the live pollinating flowers. So there you go. Of course, very, very important to us. Mostly pollinated, most likely, this plant by, I don't know actually, insects maybe? Doesn't look like it's fertilized by wind pollination. Maybe a little bit by wind pollination. I don't know. So, there we go. Your next grass to answer for me. Which grass is this? It is about the size of my palm in terms of the length of the inflorescence. The inflorescence, by the way, when we talk about the inflorescence, we're talking about the part of the plant that is involved in its breeding cycle. So not the leaf, not the stalk, just this bit. And that, I find, I'm no grass expert, as you may or may not have noticed, but I found that that's the most identifiable. Flying Adventures, Access Flying Adventures, something along those lines, has answered herringbone grass. Not a bad guess, but not what this is. Interestingly enough, no, I'm not going to give you a hint at all. I was about to give away the game there. I'm not going to. No, it is not herringbone grass, but a good guess. Herringbone is one of the grasses that we do see out regularly in Djuma. It is actually, I think, one of the nicest names for a grass, the most descriptive. Muldoon is absolutely right. Foxtail or bottlebrush. What is the one I just the book's got it as a different name. I know it is bottlebrush. Cattail, that's it. Bottlebrush, cattail grass. The book has got it as cattail grass. I know it as bottlebrush grass, but that's what it is. It's got a multitude of different names. Now, there is a similarity here between these two grasses. I really appreciate that Nina tried to feed me the Latin name as described by Judy. Judy H., of course, is our resident genius when it comes to such things, and in fact probably when it comes to all things. But Judy H. is actually, and this I mean entirely genuinely, truly extraordinary when it comes to her powers of knowledge, memory, and research. Without Judy H., I feel that Safari Live might actually fall. So Judy H. has given us the Latin name, but Nina, I'm not going to write it down or say it until I've double-checked myself, because I fear I might make a terrible fool. So, bottle, brush. Cat's tail, grass. Now, earlier on, while you were with Taylor talking about her, I must say I really did enjoy the way that Taylor said Warren. But I nearly had a deep fryer moment, and that's a true in-joke for those of you that have been watching for an extended period of time. I really nearly had a deep fryer moment. So while you think about that, off you go across to Sydney, who definitely won't know anything about deep fryers, but certainly knows a lot about searching for leopards.
I have just arrived now here where the kill is Hukumuri. We've got him at the moment, and I saw the porcupine as well up, hanging by the tree. You can see that is the porcupine still having quite a lot of kills. I am very happy to see how he is going to take down all those quills from that porcupine. It looks like it was a very big porcupine. Apologies, I am not alone here by the sighting. I do have some other vehicles who are enjoying this very spectacular, unusual sighting. So I'm very sure the porcupine must be completely different from the warthogs. I just want to see how he's going to get rid of those quills, because I know when it comes to these other antelopes, they normally use the tongue in order to get rid of the hairs. But here, what strategy is he going to use? I can't wait to see that. Look at those very long quills. How is he going to take them off from that beautiful porcupine? Yeah, you can see that the quills, they are right on top. Maybe he's just going to overturn the porcupine and feed from the stomach side. I don't think he has eaten a lot when I'm looking at the bellies. Rose, indeed, this is one of those best sightings. I'm also very happy to be here, and I can't wait to see how is he going to employ his strategies in order to get rid of those quills. So you can see the bellies are not showing having a lot. And maybe he has been battling to get a lot to eat there. But it's normal. These kind of animals, they've got a huge responsibility because they hunt by themselves and they get tired and they don't really like it when it's too hot. Look at those very beautiful. Janine, the vendor name for the porcupine is Nungu. Nungu is the porcupine. So it's Nungu, Nungu. So the porcupines they have been used traditionally quite a lot. And we are going to, sometimes you find that for long hours. Apologies for the inconveniences. Here where we are, we have got quite a lot of overgrown bushes which are causing some of the network breakdown. But here we are still with Hukumuri. Hukumuri doesn't want to show his face this afternoon. He's just sleeping. There was a question if maybe the front foot is sore, and I was just saying I will wait until I see how is he going to move. Sometimes limping after lying down for long hours is normal when it comes to the cats. So I will just observe there thoroughly to see if there's any problems. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is having some antelopes.
I have just counted 104 Impala, and that's not even all of them. We're now at Chitto Chitto airstrip, and the joy that I have received is the gift of numbers. And there are plenty of them, lots and lots of Impala. So there we go. Instead of having nothing this morning, I've been given lots of the same thing, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and say there's probably about 150 Impala here. There are so many. The rest of them are all at the top of the airstrip, but we'll get to that group a little bit later. And they were all acting very suspiciously when I first arrived on scene. They were all gazing down towards the tree line in the distance. And there's still a couple of Impala that are up on the termite mound. They don't seem to be too bothered right now. None of them are looking in a particular direction. So I don't know if maybe a hyena popped out and sort of just ran across the road and then ducked into the bushes, or if there was a giraffe or maybe an elephant that sort of caught their attention. Who knows? Could have even been a daker. Those little antelope, they scare things. And for a change, unlike yesterday afternoon, the flies are bothering the Impala, not us, eh, Senzo? How happy are you? Well, maybe we'll still be able to show Vincent what one of these dead biting flies look like. But it's really awesome to see so many animals gathering at this time of the year. I suppose when food is plenty, you know, there's no real drama. We haven't really seen much fighting other than a bit of jostling here and there. But nothing too serious. The youngsters, actually, sort of the year-old Impala, are fighting with one another more than anything. Look at these two grooming each other. Tim, I was dreaming that it was wild dogs that were going to come bursting into the scene. So, that would be great. However, who knows? I don't know why I howevered, because I had nothing to really say after that. It would be really cool. I suppose I'd actually have a good chance of catching an Impala with so many of them, because they'd all freak out and sort of go into a frenzy, I would imagine. And then some young, inexperienced Impala, I think, would get left behind or sort of run the wrong way. I suppose having a lot of animals are good because you've got a better chance of spotting something, a predator of sorts, but at the evasion, I don't know. Unless this was, 150 buffalo. Everyone's kind of at risk here. Oh well. It's lovely. Okay, we're going to carry on now. I want to see how many Impala are at the top of the airstrip too. We'll be driving through this herd. It's so nice. I was hoping to have a big herd of elephants here, to be honest, because it's pretty at this time of the year with the nice light that will come through this afternoon. Ooh, wonder if there's going to be a bush dinner. Oh no, it's not. It's Charles and his dog. Hi. Hi. Okay. Excuse me. There's actually not that many impala around here. Oh well. Maybe there's like 130 then. We'll take 20 off. I don't think I counted all of them correctly. I think I probably missed quite a few. I didn't count any of these on this side of the termite mound, that's for sure. A whole bunch. Yes, Fiona, they do seem to be on alert. That's why I mentioned it, that they were all staring at something into the distance. I don't know what it was though, but now they're fine. There was no snorting and we've been there for ages. Where to now? I thought we were going to have more things, maybe some Impala in the mix. Nope. Coast Rider, the most unusual thing I do is get into a fight with a baboon. While I was in Zambia, I told you the story about the baboon grabbing hold of the impala, and I think I showed you pictures. I've got more. Oh no, I don't. That's on my other memory card, but I've still got that here. I don't know if I ever showed you, so I can pull some pictures and maybe even a video from one of my things now. So that was weird. But then I had another experience where I was sitting on the deck. I was just watching the impala and the baboons and waterbuck and buffalo, and all the animals were eating the anna tree pods. And the next minute, this female baboon, came out of a big anna tree, and she came down because an elephant had come through and sort of shook the tree, and all the pods then rained down. I don't know why I have my sunglasses on my head, everybody. Oh, we're taking pictures. We're doing some selfies. We're trying to look cool, gangster, and then I had my sunglasses on my head because it made the picture look better. Hey, totally. I mean, look, it looks much better. Also, apparently drive. It's good. Look, take them off. It's cool, Taylor. So anyways, so this female baboon comes down the tree, and then the next minute, all the young impala scatter, they move off, they're not hanging around, and this one impala comes through this ewe, and she's just like, I'm going to eat some of these pods. I deserve some of these pods now. So the elephant is chill, doesn't mind all the other animals coming around and feeding on them, and this baboon, as she gets closer, grabs her by her back leg, and I was like, what? And would not let go of the back leg of this impala. Anyway, she kicked, and she got away in the end. But it was, and then that baboon just took all the pods, as many as she could, and she put them in front of her, and I was like, wow. So that was pretty weird. I mean, I know that they were desperate for food though. I mean, there's literally nothing else for any of the animals to really eat other than the pods from the winterthorn tree or anna tree, not annathorn, just anna tree. So yeah, very, very, very hectic. I thought it was pretty hectic to kind of see the competition, how they were all battling it out right in front of my deck. Anyways, I'm going to scratch around here for Sibuya. She's somewhere here. We'll keep an eye out. Certainly still got the very sleepy hukumuri in the long grass.
You can see that now Hukumuri is lying down flat. He was just up about a few minutes ago. Now again he's up. You can see that the cats can be unpredictable. They can just pretend as if they're lying down flat. Look at that. When the cat is yawning, you must know that he's trying to also cool the brain temperature, and that helps in order to assist the animal with the mental efficiency. So the francolins are starting to make some calls. Let's wait and see what Hukumuri is thinking. Maybe he's going to go up into the tree and carry on feeding. So the porcupine is not smelling bad yet up there, but I can see it has been eaten quite a lot. He already got something. He did manage to open some of the quills from that porcupine. You can see there's a whole part which does not have quills at all. can see there's even some of the flies there who are just moving everywhere, and even some of the ants. So he's just looking at something. Maybe he's irritated with the birds who are just making noise. But I can see that he is thinking about something. It's difficult to read what he's thinking about to do. Let's just wait until he executes his plan. So you can yeah, you can see, but when I'm looking at his tongue, you can see the tongue is clean. He doesn't even have any blood there, showing that he has been using the tongue to get those quills out. I don't know what strategy he employed to get rid of those quills. So that's why I'm so very much interested to see how is he going to take more. Let's see. Now he's going up. Look at that. We are lucky. He's going up now. Oh, he's not going anywhere. Oh, at least he's now doing some grooming. So this must be giving him problem because the blood and everything attracts the flies. Let's just see what he's thinking about now, Hukumori. You can see those whiskers that we are seeing there, the Fabriciae. If they lose them, they grow back. They are very much important for their survival because they use them as strong sense organs. But they got disorientated for a while until they go back. So let's hope he's not going to lie down again. Mr. Tech, that is something I can't wait to see. Look at that. At least he gave us an opportunity to stand a little bit. It's unlike when he's just lying down flat. At least he is showing us something. So it must be difficult. I can see he's injured a little bit there. I can see an injury just by the front leg. You can see there's an injury there. Maybe that is an injury which took place when he was dealing with a porcupine. So he's getting clever because he's lying down by that side because the flies are going to come and bother him. So Minamu, the porcupines, I have seen porcupines without the quills. So the porcupines, I'm not too sure if they can really grow back their quills, but I have seen these porcupines, when losing the quills a lot, you will see them now becoming vulnerable. When they don't have quills, it means they are vulnerable. So you can see that he is not interested on feeding at the moment. All he's interested to do is to sleep. But this is normal. It's not only Hukumuri. All the cats, they are the same. They prefer to just lie down for long hours. So you can see that now he is just on a sleeping mode. He is not very far away from the waterhole, as the tree house dam is just about a few meters. Maybe after this sleep he might go for a drink. So but now let's go back to Taylor.
Right, I'm also starting to get a bit thirsty. I'm going to have to stop and have a drink of water myself. But Hukumori will obviously be more enjoyable to watch. If it had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose watching Hukumori have a drink. Because no luck with the Impala, no luck with Sibuya, and I just bumped into Callum from Nkoro, and he said that there's no tracks or anything coming out. He's been up and down several hundred times and still nothing. So that says to me that Sibuya has not come north or east. She's probably gone further west or south. So we shall carry on with our game drive. Dylan told me, this is Brent's brother, told me that there was a giraffe with a baby. I'd really like to see the giraffe with the baby, but he said it was on the open area over here by the airstrip, but I couldn't see one. That's what I was really looking forward to. I wasn't going to tell you until I found it, but now I can't find it, so I thought I'd tell you. Okay, we're going to go over the Chitwa Dam wall, and we're going to slowly start making our way back to Juma, and hopefully Tlalamba will be waiting for us at Twin Dams. That's the plan. She's going to be there. She's going to be stalking Impala or maybe a big waterbuck bull. And it's going to be so dramatic. There'll be thunder and lightning. Not too much lightning though. More thunder, big clouds. It'll be fantastic. We're going to set the scene. What do you think about that scene, Senzo? Like it? Is it all right? Also think so. I say that. Senzo agrees with me, and then I drive him into a tree. Whoops. There's lots of hornbills. They're everywhere at the moment. Just noticed them around here, around camp as well. Lots of red and yellow hornbills. Billed hornbills. So they're not actually red or yellow, just their bills are those colors. And now we're going past some construction. This is now a camouflage house. Charlotte's painted it in a beautiful, I think is it a type of green? Yes. Khaki green, that dark, like my shirt, my dark khaki shirt, it's kind of like that color. It's invisible now. No one's going to see it. The animals are going to walk straight in. Lovely. Right, I'm going to head up onto the Chitwa Dam, and hopefully there'll be some wonderful creatures hanging around for us. But off we go to Jamie. She's still in the tent, and she's still chatting about the grass.
Okay, well, good luck to Taylor. I hope she has some good fortune across on Chitwa, all the way that side. All the way across here in the middle of Juma, the baboons were alarm calling frantically around the dam. Now, this morning I was out with my friend Rusty, who of course has recently joined the Wild Earth team, and we stopped at Buffelshoek Dam, and we were there for a good, probably close on 5 minutes or so. I can't remember what we were talking about. I think we were talking about Karula, and I was giving him a bit of history and background there. And then all of a sudden there was the sound of leopards mating, in case you didn't get that from my impression. And there was Tingana with the skittish female from Buffelshoek right in. They were so close to the edge of the dam, but they were right at the place where the drainage feeds into the dam itself, on the drainage line. And the grass is quite long, and we literally did not see two leopards, and we were sitting there for a good 5 minutes. So it just goes to show how difficult it is at this time of year to find things like leopards. You know what makes it really difficult? You guessed it. Grass makes it more difficult to find leopards. So I hope you're ready for your next. Chandra is just shaking his head. I'm playing this up a fair amount due largely to the fact that Chandra said he could not understand the guide's interest and excitement around grasses. So we're here to change Chandra's mind and perhaps a few other minds around the world. Right, you're all far too... Oh, no. Clever for your own good. The wind's blown my... Oh, there it is. The wind's blown my grass away. Okay, here we go. Right, you're all far too good at this. Right, get this one now. Wait, hold on. Don't go to the microscope yet. Jamie's lost focus. It's blowing in the wind. Okay, we're on microscope anyway. There we go. Fine. Guess that one. Tell me what grass that is. See if you can figure that one out. It's a tricky one. It's got a very distinctive shape to the little spiky twirly bits that probably have a proper name. definitely have a little proper name, but I couldn't for the life of you tell you what they are, because I learnt that so many years ago that I don't even remember I've forgotten what I learnt about grass. So there you go. Fine, guess that one. Okay. Chandra and I are now done holding this incredibly tricky position that we've established here. There we go. So now we're going to slowly move, and I'm going to move my left arm incredibly slowly, because otherwise I'm going to send Chandre's camera flying. Ta-da! Right, let's see if you can guess this one. I'm going to go a bit cross-eyed now. Looking at the grass and looking at the camera, looking at the grass, camera, grass, camera, grass, camera. Ooh, ooh. There you go. Now this grass and the two grasses that I showed you. Now Mr. Anderson wants to know if this is lion's hair or lion's ear grass. It is not. It is the second worst grass in the world after carrot seed grass. And the reason is that these little... let me see if I can get one. Where's a good loose looking one? Might be a good one. Let me try that one. I broke it. Listen, I'm really struggling with names today. Says wheat. Somebody said wheat. I'm sorry, I don't know. I cannot get your name. Wants to know if it is wheat. It is not wheat, although wheat, of course, is probably one of our most important grass species. So it is not wheat. It is not a grain plant, and in fact, what it has in common with the other two grasses would mean that it is in fact almost the complete opposite of wheat. So here we go. There's my little school project that I've got going on here. I mean, this looks like something that someone in 3rd grade might have made. Pookie and Edward Peach is what I got. You want to know if it is red grass? It isn't. Red grass is up there with wheat in terms of a particular value that it has to the world at large, or at least to animals, although we don't really rely on red grass in terms of our lives. The animals actually really need red grass. And here's the thing, is all of these grasses that I've collected, I haven't gone out of my way to collect. They've all been collected around the tent. Oh, I nearly wrote the name there. That would have been a giveaway. And there's something that connects carrot seed, cat's tail, and this particular grass whose name remains nameless until you get it. And that is that they are something known as pioneer species. So let me write that. I'm pretty certain I can spell pioneer. Okay. Pioneer grass. You can think about what that all means while you do, or if you go across to our current leopard pioneer, who's pioneered his way all the way into the center of Djuma over the last year. Never mind, you're not going anywhere. Okay, pioneer species. So, what pioneer species means is essentially in an area like this, like outside our beloved tent, it's an area where the soil has been disturbed through various reasons, whether it's foot traffic or in this particular case probably because of the quite rocky soil, so quite a thin soil layer, and a drainage line just over there. So basically what's happened is lots of water has gathered from the surrounding areas, including the open area of quarantine, and washed down, and as a consequence taken away a lot of the nutrient-rich soils. Now, pioneer grasses specialize in this kind of environment, and that's why you always find these species of grass along the roadside, for example. That doesn't mean that they can't occur elsewhere. Joy is a good guess. It's not a blackjack. Blackjack is very irritating. Blackjack shouldn't really be around here too much, but we do occasionally see blackjacks, but it's not blackjack. Something that works in a very similar way, though, to blackjack. So while you think about it, basically what happens is you've got grass that isn't in very good condition. Grasses that capitalize on that and don't need much in the way of nutrients settle in, and they tie down the soil using their quite sort of shallow root systems, and they make use of what they have. They're tough species. As a result of them being there over the course of time, essentially what happens is those root systems and the plant itself actually holds the soil in place. And what that means is that, okay, I don't want to keep you away for too long. I'll explain the whole process of grass succession, but apparently Hukamuri is up in the tree. He is feeding, so we don't want to miss that as he goes about his spiky meal.
We can see that now Okumuri is trying to open the stomach from the porcupine. I have seen how he is managing when it comes to the removal of the quills. He's grabbing all the quills from his mouth and throwing them on the ground. He just lost another big piece there, and that piece might invite the hyenas, as I saw a big piece just fallen down a few minutes ago. You can see he's going down there to go and take what he has just lost. Look at that. He doesn't know what to do, but I can see that he's got the two minds. Look at him now coming down. He just lost a piece there. You can see things are coming out from the porcupine. So he might pick up some of the pieces and get them back again up into the tree. So let's hope he doesn't feed in there, as it is not a nice place. We can't see him nicely, but you can see that the stomach is open. The porcupine is now excreting things from the stomach high up there. You can see all the fluids are starting to come down there. You can see the things coming from the stomach coming out. Look at that. So those are the things which are coming down at the moment from the stomach. So I can see that here where he is, he's trying to feed now on the pieces that fell on the ground, and you can see he's even going down at the moment. So he doesn't want any of his competitor to come here and get anything. So the hyenas are not here at all. But maybe because now the stomach is open, they might pick up the signal and come to the spot. This is not very far away from the hyena den, the Juma den. They're just about 3-4 minutes away from here. So we're just going to be here until he goes back again high up into the tree and carry on feeding. I can see that at the moment he's feeding on the ground, and it's not easy for us to access him. So you can see that it was a big piece which is on the ground there, because he's not even finishing. You can see that it's just keep feeding there, battling with those quills. You can see how he is moving the head, that is battling with the quills. He must be experiencing the problems with the quills there. Mrs. Lepwing, the hyenas are going to come here. Maybe they will also get some of the benefits, because I can see that there's quite a lot of things falling at the moment. This hukumuri nearly lost that whole carcass from the tree. So I can hear him crashing some bones there. So the piece that he got there, it was big because it was the neck bones. He just got the neck bones falling there. Is what he's feeding on at the moment. So so what we are hearing now is the bones he is crushing. Those are the ones that normally develop that kind of a chalky color when the droppings are on the ground for a long time. So when he is crushing bones like that, he's grinding them for the other animals to come and eat. So now let's go back to Jamie by the tent, who is enjoying the beautiful sunset. So you can see that he's still very busy crushing those bones at the moment, and also eating some of the things that are coming down there. The quills on the porcupine, you can see he did quite a lot of job already high up by the tree. Those quills, this porcupine must be old because the quills are very much long. Porcupines can be able to regrow or regenerate the quills when they lose them from where they have lost them. But it is a process, it's something that takes time. And when experiencing the loss of quills is when they are not safe at all. So during the olden days, traditionally, when people were injected with some of the ingredients from the trees, because we did not have razors, the porcupine is the one, the quill is the one which used to drill the little holes here on the skin so that they can be able to put some of the traditional ingredients from the plants, the powders, in order to strengthen some of the people from various tribes. So while we are waiting for him to go back up into the tree, let's go back to Jamie with a beautiful sunset.
Very pretty, I'm hiding behind the grass, yada yada, look how tall it is. And that was essentially where we were going with that scene. But unfortunately, because you couldn't hear me, probably didn't come across very well. So you get the idea. Look, it's gorgeous. We've been, what did I say again? I had it all worked out. The tent's been here for a long time, but I don't think we've ever stopped to appreciate the true beauty of the grass. Jean-Andre is a cameraman, therefore he has an eye for these things, and that was pretty much all that you missed. Oh, and that grass can hide all sorts of things, leopards included, and myself. And most likely the tick that's probably, as we speak, making its way towards somewhere unmentionable upon me, because now I've been lying in the grass and it has found its way. Now we didn't quite think this through, Jean-Andre. It's very pretty, but now I feel compelled to walk towards you. I have to sort of wade through stands of panicum grass. We were talking about pioneer species. Panicum, of course, I'm not even going to think about testing you on panicum because it's really a very easy grass for you to have done. No, sorry, I had to get past the tent poles and then I stopped to pick panicum. There we go. So panicum is a type of grass that is actually nutritionally very valuable. But the previous grasses that I've shown you, and I do believe you haven't got the third grass yet, the previous grasses that I've shown you are not very good for eating at all. They're pioneer species. That means they need very little in the way of nutrients, but that also means that they yield very little in the way of nutrients. But that doesn't make them any less important. So they essentially hold on to the soil. Let's skip back to where we were before. They hold on to the soil, they hold it in place. When they die, their nutrients are fed back into the soil, and gradually over time, the quality of the soil actually improves, which makes way for the next species of grass to come in, which is known as a subclimax species. Look, they've changed the names around a little bit, but the process is the same. Essentially, the pioneer species of grass start the whole process of settling the soil, holding it in place, and making the environment suitable for grasses such as the panicum grass. And in this case, it's actually right at the point. It's the type of grass that grows when the soil is ideal, when the nutrient levels are ideal. It's a grass that thrives in good conditions. And as a result, that makes panicum very, very palatable. Palatable panicum. Sounds great. Which means you can even actually eat the seeds. And they're actually quite nice. It's sort of a bit like tasteless muesli or granola. Jules says, or guessed, that the other grass was spear grass. Right idea, wrong grass. Very similar way of spreading its seeds. I'm just checking to see, I might even have some on me now. No, I don't. I haven't picked up any. It's not speargrass. I really looked for speargrass to show you, actually, because speargrass is great. If you get it at the right sort of level of ripeness, you can chuck speargrass at your friend and it'll embed itself in their clothes. So speargrass is fantastic for that, but it's not speargrass. Come on. Somebody must have covered. I'm sure I've spoken about it on Bushwalk before. Or if I haven't, there's got to be someone who did. Steve or James. Crystal says thatching grass. It is not thatching grass. The yellow thatching grass is the one Latin name of grass that sticks in my head. And I just remember having to learn it as a guiding student. Hypothelia dissoluta, I believe. No, it's not thatching grass. There you go. That's called showing off. And it's a rule that I have broken because I can't tell you anything about why it's called hypothelia. Hyper, over, thelia. Don't know. I haven't stumped everyone because I've been checking Twitter and somebody said the right thing. I haven't stumped everyone. I checked Twitter. Somebody's got the answer. In fact, 2 people when I last checked have got the answer. How can I give you a hint? The thing is that I don't think FC knows what the answer is either. Tori says, "Tup." Dory says, what? Dory says, "Tup." I assume Dory said something else. I'm just going to sit here and eat panicum till you get it. You're not allowed to link away from me. Dory says turpentine grass. Good guess. Really good guess. Turpentine grass, no. Turpentine grass, of course, called turpentine grass because of the turpentine-like smell it gets. I'm convinced there's a leopard wandering around here. There's a squirrel alarm calling now. Not turpentine? I probably should have told FC what it was. We could be here for a while as they sift through the different answers. Jaya says what grass? Panther's grass. I don't know that name. I'm not going to laugh because it could easily be the name of a grass not here. Pampas grass. Oh, pampas grass. Nope. What did Judy say, guys? When in doubt, what did Judy say it was? This is getting awkward. FC is sweating. Alright, I'll tell you what it is and then FC will tell us who got it right. It is tassel 3-awn grass. So called because the little bits of the seed or the little bits of the branch, what did you call it? Why can't I remember the name? Spikelet? Whatever. It goes out in 3. So it's got a little branch of 3. I forgot to take it with me, so now I can't show you. Barb. Well done, Barb. You got it right. And I'm sure Judy H got it right as well. I have no doubt. Here we go, look. Here we go. Now I've managed to isolate a little bit. Here you go. Chandra is not wearing shoes. Oh, I pulled the 3rd awn off, so now it's just a tassel 2-awn. It had a 3rd one, I promise, but now it's split away because it's so ripe now. It's so ready for dispersal. Sorry, hold on, look, I promise you it's 3. It's not tassel 2-awn, it's tassel 3-awn. And that's awn, because I know what our vowels are like as South African. That's awn as in A-W-N, awn. Tassel 3-awn. Here, look there. There, Jamie, not there. Look there. No. My mother would be terribly disappointed in me. Bob and Patrick? Project Alpha. Bob and Project Alpha, and of course Judy H. Judy, I knew your name was in there. We're almost going to have to disqualify Judy from these games, I think. Definitely. Disqualified on the basis that she knows more than we do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is tassel 3-awn, and that is all I have to tell you until I return to my tent and write the name on it. But we're not going to return to the tent now because Chandra is not wearing shoes and he has to climb back through the window. He says go for it. Should we climb back through the window and into the tent? Let's do it. Okay. No. Okay. No, we're not going to do that in front of you, even though we could do it with great aplomb. We're instead going to send you back across to Hukumuri and Sydney himself.
We are still here, and Hukumuri is now on the ground trying to finish up everything that has fallen earlier on. Hopefully he'll go up again to the kill anytime. I can't see how much is left now, but I can't hear any bones crashing. Maybe he's done. He might just wake up at any time and climb this marula tree to show us more. Oh, I can hear he's breaking again some of the bones there. So we can only see just a small piece of him there. But now that the sun is going down, is the best time for the hyenas to start moving around. Chances of the hyenas to come and distract him to go up into the tree, they are very much high. So as I have just indicated, we are not very far away from the Juma hyena den. So if any of those hyenas decides to come here, we might see him going back very quickly to that tree. Now, there he goes. So it means now he's going back again. Maybe he's going to climb the tree again to go and eat the rest. It's always lovely to see these big cats climbing the trees. So they've got very strong claws which helps them to grab when they're climbing these trees. Instead of going to the tree, he is now living away from the tree. Look at that. You can see he's got quite a lot of blood there by the nose and by the mouth. It's time maybe to do a little bit of grooming. If not, he must have to then lie down a little bit. Maybe he's tired from what he was doing just now. So don't get surprised. I am not alone at the sighting. You will be hearing vehicles as I'm talking. Feeding on a porcupine is a huge responsibility. because every time they must have to remove the small pieces of those quills. It's not easy. Vincent, what I have seen, this I have witnessed on several occasions, is that hyenas, every time they come to approach these big cats, the big cats, if they've got something up in a tree, they just go up and be protective high up there. So remember, the hyenas sometimes can be very much aggressive and potentially dangerous, especially if they have not eat for quite a long time. If they have not eaten for a long time is when you will see, because their level of aggression is determined by what is in their stomach. When there is nothing at all in the stomach is when they get very much aggressive. So if they come here when they are very hungry, you will see they are going to be able to chase him up. So, but he knows very well that after feeding, he must have to clean himself for a while because it is summer season, there is quite a lot of flies. So now let's leave Hukumuri, and until we see the next plans, let's quickly go to Taylor, who is having some of the beautiful hippopotamus.
We're watching the ripples of the water because the hippopotamus, there they are, they've come out now, thank goodness, because they were hiding. They just go up and down. Look, and now they're going to go under the water again. Oh no. Yes, there we go. Bye-bye, hippopotamus. So we're here at Buffelshoek Dam, not to look at Snorkel Sarah or Scuba Steve. I called him Harry Potter just now, but that's not really his name. But we've come here to hopefully hear the mating calls of a leopard. Well, they don't make mating calls. They just make growly sounds at one another. But we haven't heard anything just yet. I'm not going to go on foot to try and find these leopards, firstly because that's probably not a wise thing to do. They're going to be very unhappy with me. But also I'm most likely going to chase Scaredy Cat Tingana, who's terrified of people on foot. And then, well, I can't imagine the leopardess that he's mating with would be very relaxed on foot if she can't even stand the sight of a car. So we're not going to disturb them. That's the last thing we want to do. So we're just sort of enjoying the moment and the sounds of the turtle doves, I suppose, that you can probably hear. There's a pair of them calling. There's 3 turtle doves now calling at the same time. I was hoping that we'd arrive and at least Tingana would be out having a drink of water, but he's not here. I could have also moved further up the drainage line. That's a possibility. What's on Snorkel Sarah's eye? Can you see that white thing, Senzo? But we can't zoom. Can we zoom in anymore? Oh no, come back up. She's much smaller than Scuba Steve on the left. There's got a white patch on her eye. At first I thought it was a tick, but it's obviously not a tick. I don't know. Listen. The leopards are mating. Can you hear it? Turn the ambience right up. So hard to see them because they're like right down here, aren't they? There. But I don't think we're going to be able to get to them. Let's try, Senzo. That is cool. Okay, so they're still here. I didn't think they were going to go far. I thought they'd maybe move further in the drainage line. I'm just going to have to do a sneaky thing. Try and go down a level, but I don't know how they're going to react to that, but we'll give it a bash. I mean, ideally I'd like to go there. I'm going to try. Rosemary, yes, I think we all want more leopard cubs. That would be ideal. I don't want to get close to them. I'm just trying to find a vantage point. No, we're not going to see nothing. Wonder if the other thing that I'm terrified of is that the grass is so long. Please don't kick out a 4x4 car. Actually, I can't risk it because that's definitely going to scare the leopards. How does it look there, Senzo? Fine. Let's see if we can't look in from this side. Just struggling to find a gap. We'll try to go very quietly. It's too thick. It's very cool here. So they're in here somewhere, but can you see them? Can you really see them? Where is Senzo? Senzo says he can see them. Where? What do you want to do?
If you can just pull and just straight there.
Yeah, but I'm worried they're going to run away. Okay, we can try. Senzo says he can see them, so let's try. He wants me to poke my nose in. I see Senzo standing up now, so he can see a little bit there. It's just a stick here, and I don't want to crunch it. I'm going to crunch it, that's it. Well, if you're wondering why I'm going so slowly, it's because no, we don't have a great view of them. I saw one roll over. They're in the grass. We're not really going to be able to see them, so yeah. Also, they'll probably only mate again in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So one roll. I think I can hear one walking. But yes, it is. We're going to... Oh, there. One just flicked its tail. They're walking. No! Come back. You'll be like Rose from the Titanic. Come back. Okay. Senzo, we have to move up. We have been defeated by all leopards today. They're moving off into the drainage line, so I'm going to go back. Nice thing is that they weren't terrified. They didn't run. This is also going to be fun because I can't see. Senzo, just tell me if I'm going to go off the edge on your side. I'll watch my side. Yeah, yeah. I don't think we're going to get a view of these cats, I'm afraid. They are she's very, very nervous. She just leads him into the thickest of very, very thick vegetation. Okay, I think we'll just leave them in peace. That's fine. They don't want to be seen. They don't have to be seen. Off you go to Jamie. She's obviously not left the tent. She hasn't decided to go on a night walk. Let's go see if she's still talking about grass.
Well, Taylor, you kept me on the edge of my seat, certainly, watching Taylor trying to creep up and see if she could spot the mating leopards. I could hear them. We were listening with her. We could even hear the other person that was on the vehicle with her scoot out of the way as the camera swung across, so we could hear all the sounds. I'm giving you all the insights into the behind-the-scene things, although I bet some of you noticed. On to your next grass. I know that this has just been the most enthralling 10 segment that you've ever done. Jeandre's nodding. He's been enthralled. But to be honest, I'm not sure what we have left to discuss in this tent. I really feel as though we have covered many a topic in here. So I thought we'd try something different. All right, have a look at this one under the microscope. Tell us what you think. Which grass is this? Shouldn't have left the tape there. It's even got the brand of it. Better hide that away. So below us over there is a type of grass. It too is a pioneer species because, of course, these were all collected outside the tent. So most of them are pioneer species, although, of course, we've got some panicum as well. Would you like to see the microscope? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps. Is that a no? I'm guessing that's a no. Microscope! It's a key word. I would like to show them the small flower. There we go. There we go. We got there eventually. I'm only playing, Nina, don't stress. There we go. We've got some flowers to show you, the tiny little flowers. So, of course, these seeds are still being, well, not the seeds themselves, but these plants still being fertilized. Jeandre, what did you do? You ruined it. You knocked it out of focus. There, okay, that's all right. It's sort of, oh dear, now I've knocked it out of focus. Okay, Jeandre and I are not allowed to work together on this. Oh, well, I mean, unless you want to learn more about grasses, Jeandre.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Oh, there's things blowing. There's a breeze blowing through the tent. Lots of evidence of pollen as well. P. Hart would like to know if it is a member of, or not member, sorry, if it is the saw-toothed lovegrass. It isn't. And you know that the saw-toothed lovegrass, after being probably one of the most common grass species that we see out here, was one that I could not find around the tent. So no, it's not an Eragrostis species, and it is another grass species whose Latin name is forever embedded in my mind, but it is not saw-toothed lovegrass. The funny thing about saw-toothed lovegrass is we have a deep fryer potential with that name. Saw, as in saw, as in the saw that you use to cut wood, not saw as in it's uncomfortable. Joy wants to know if it's crossgrass. I don't know if my hearing is completely off today. It's possible. Crossgrass. Crossgrass, yes. Joy says crossgrass, not crossgrass. Although I can sort of see where you get that thought from in terms of the shape of where the various things that I can't remember the name for. What are they called? What on earth are they called? We'll have to look it up. I mean, I did know what they were called. I can see what you mean in the layout of the inflorescence. Let's just go with that as sort of cross structure. African fly and barbs want to know if it's herringbone. Marvelous. Spot on. You are correct. I can't remember who guessed herringbone earlier for one of the other grasses, but this is in fact herringbone. So named because at a distance you don't really see the structure of the inflorescence. So it sort of looks a little bit like a piece of, it was African fly. There you go, African fly. It's all yours. Herringbone grass. And it just looks a little bit like it's been pulled out of a fish skeleton or something like that, apparently. Look, I mean, the people who name grass are about as committed to it as the people who name plants like white berry bushes and what other creative names do we get? There's a few bird names as well that are truly inspired. Chip, 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 chip. Right, so now what we're going to do is add the herringbone onto our grade 3 school project. So while I do that, I hope that you've all stayed awake and learned lots about grass, as enthralling as it has been. Hukumuri, on the other hand, cannot possibly stay awake.
Not much is happening at the moment here where I am. You can see Hukumuri is now resting again. I think the little bit of food he had earlier on the ground is enough for him for now, as he's not showing any sign of climbing back into the tree. As I indicated, if maybe the hyena comes here is when he will be forced to go up into the tree. So you can see he is not even worried at all. His carcass is Hukumuri is one of those animals which are not that very old. He might be, now I'm not too sure of his exact age, but already I know that already he started demarcating his territory. So when demarcating the territory, that normally happens when the animal is more than 4 years. Before that, yes, they can demarcate, but to defend it, like now, there is an issue that Hukumuri is having some cubs with Kuchava, and that is a sign that Hukumuri is a matured and is a protective adult. Oh, my apologies, not with Kuchava, with Shidulu. Shidulu is one of those females which has been spotted in the area having some cubs not very long time ago. So it is suspected that the cubs are for Hukumuri. So if you look at his facial expression, you can see Hukumuri looks very much aggressive. I have seen him on a fight before with when he was chasing Hosanna on a fight somewhere around this area. I saw that he can be very much aggressive. This area where we are is where he's roaming around a lot. So he normally comes here and go around the quarantine area and come back. Christine, yeah, indeed, Hukumuri is having an after-dinner nap at the moment. But we were very much interested to see him high up by the tree trying to take off those quills. I wanted to see how is he going to take off the quills from that porcupine. He did not show us much about that. According to the Honorable James Richard, who is always accurate when it comes to the identification and the age of these cats, Hukumuri was born somewhere around 2013. And thank you very much, James Richard, for that kind of a clarification. It's close to come moment. As normally by this time of the night is when we are hearing hyenas starting to make calls. So you can see that this cat is just lying down here and there is no distractions. But by this time of the night, normally is when we are hearing the calls from the hyenas a lot. It has been very quiet. I wonder where these hyenas are today. Oh, here is the hyena. It's not calling. When talking about them, here, at the back there. Oh, I just spotted the hyena, and apologies for that pole. We have just spotted the hyena is somewhere coming now. I can see that hyena is slowly approaching. So let's see what is going to happen. Listen to the bubblers. So the hyena is approaching Hukumuri at the moment. Hukumuri picked up the noise from the hyena approaching. You can see the hyena is being warned, and this hyena is now moving away. You can see the hyena is moving away there. Apologies for the pole. The hyena approached us from the back. So the hyena decided to leave Hukumuri. Maybe the hyena is going to come back, or the other clan members might come, because some of them can be very much aggressive when they are in a group. So normally the hyenas, when they are warned by these predators, they don't really go far. You might find that the hyena which has been warned just now is just going to find a place and hide a little bit and come back and try the luck again. While we are waiting to see if the hyena is going to come back or not, let's go back to Taylor.
We've moved on from the leopards just because we couldn't get a view of them, and I really don't want to disturb them. I tried my best, but I pushed it, and I'm not going to push it anymore. Now, I wonder if it's too early to see a barn owl. I might go and try and find the ones that we're seeing at the dam camp. We will give it a bash. Also, Janie said earlier there were baboons alarming, so we might go and scratch around there with our spotlight. We should actually get there just in the nick of time for darkness. And then the other thing is, on the topic of the barn owls, a lot of you are asking, I've seen on Twitter, about going to the old barn owl nest where they used to sort of stay, where we had the chicks at Chitwa. But we can't go there anymore because it's in a construction site. That nest is fine, but we can't get in the way we used to. Also, it's in invasion of privacy, but like on a serious level. So we're going to have to say goodbye to that nest and us going there, unfortunately. So that is why I haven't gone past to kind of check. It's because I can't get in there now because there's a house. So they might be able to see them. So we'll just have to try and find another nest somewhere. That's all we'll have to do. Which is, I suppose, not really easy. Otherwise, we'd be seeing them all the time. But we'll try and find some chameleons. Maybe we'll bump into another predator. Who knows? I would like to see ... Finish the sentence, Senzo. What do you want to see? I'm going to start making up answers for you if you take so long to answer like Craig. You're first thinking. Okay, everybody must think about it. Tell me what you want to see tonight. Probably won't be able to show it to you, though. Unless you ask to see a plant. Maybe. You have to ask Jamie. Jamie's so good. She's in the tent. She's doing the grasses. She's going to make it easy. Make a little flow chart with diagrams and things and fun facts about grasses. That'll be nice. Jamie, I hope you have highlighters and crayons and things. Oh, no, I suppose you wouldn't have crayons, but maybe a nice colored pen. Definitely need highlighters for any type of diagram or flow chart or presentation. Who would like to see a cheetah? Sorry, I don't know, you said the name once in the beginning, but it cut off. So I heard row, row, row your boat. You're lucky you didn't say row 3 times there, Nina. Otherwise I would have sang that song. So row you want to. Cheetah, this area, nah, I think we probably got a better chance of finding a leopard, to be honest. So, oh, there runs the birdie. Hi, bird. So, no, I don't know if we'll find a cheetah. It's so thick here. Ah, there we go. Rosemary, very easy to please this evening. You said any owl is a good owl. That's fine. We can try and, we'll try and do that. So I just haven't even seen any pearl-spotted owlets or barred owlets at all, but with all the foliage on the trees, it would make it quite difficult to spot them. Princess Kimberly, you want to see hyena cubs? Okay, maybe. It depends how much time we have after we check them. Whee! Oh, do you know what we did this afternoon that was actually so much fun? So what we did is we drove from Chitwa, from JC Brinkpan, and from JC Brinkpan we basically switched the car off and we went racing in neutral though, so we only had the speed that we were going. We weren't going very fast, but we gained momentum and we went through the Mulwati dip. It was like a roller coaster, but like freewheeling. It was so cool. It was so fast. There was obviously, it's crazy, and we made it all the way through and out all the way to the top of Twin Dams. Actually, that's what I wanted to see, is that if we had our own natural momentum, would we be able to make it through? And we did make it through. It was quite cool. I'll have to enjoy that. So far, that's been the highlight of my drive, is going through that dip. It's made me want to go to a theme park, which I will have to do when I go back to Johannesburg. I need to go to Gold Reef City and ride all the roller coasters and play games. Oh, I love playing games. It's so much. I love an arcade. Okay, well, we keep searching for our own predators this side on Central Road, heading towards the dam, so you'll see me on the dam cam in a minute. Off you go. Sydney's still sitting with Hukumori, and hopefully he'll wake up and devour his prickly meal.
You can see that now Hukumori is very pretty much relaxed, and guess what? There are 2 hyenas at the moment here where we are, and one of the hyenas is just crashing the bones somewhere not very far away from where we are. From the bones and the meat that fell from the tree, hyena managed to pick up something. You can hear the crunching of bones. So maybe these hyenas are going to gang up. So Eric, the hyenas saw Hukumori. The first hyena went to Hukumori and was warned as Hukumori just shown up the teeth, and the hyena just backed off. The second one came and he did the same, but the second one was too clever because he then walked around and approached the tree where this food was falling. You can hear it's breaking the bones somewhere not far away from where I am. So one of the hyenas has been very lucky. So you can see that a large part from that meat was fallen here because he couldn't manage to eat everything when he was on the ground. But here where I am, hyena is eating, and he just managed to get something where this big cat was. And he's not worried. He's not even going up into the tree. You can see he's just still lying down here, very much relaxed. He knows that his carcass is very much safe. He's not even worried about the hyenas which is eating not very far away from him. Now he's looking at the other hyena which is now moving away. The porcupine has got a lot of meat. So if you can check, the cat we are talking about here is hukumuri. Hukumuri alone, a porcupine is way much bigger. If you look at that porcupine there, you can see there is quite a lot of meat available on that porcupine. So, but if you can check, the cats, such as the leopards, hukumuri, they can even go after a mongoose, which is very much small. So I think here, the efforts versus the energy hukumuri is going to get after feeding is balanced. So he doesn't want to show us the porcupine. He doesn't want to eat. He caught the porcupine, which is very difficult to eat, but he doesn't want to go up there. So I can see he's not interested. He just wants to sleep. I'm not even too sure if he has been to the waterhole earlier. But the stomach is not telling me that he has been to the waterhole.
Then I need to change to infrared.
So now I can see that it's getting dark here where I am, and I've got to give you the best sightings through the infrared so that we can see these animals nicely and without disturbing them. I am not going to use the artificial light at all. So you can see how beautiful that animal is like when it is by the infrared. So he's just concentrating on some of the birds who are now trying to make noise. By this time of the night is when a lot of birds are advertising themselves in their territory. The birds can also be very much territorial. So the infrared, it is a kind of a camera whereby we can be able to see these animals without disturbing them. The animals are in a complete darkness. But when you look at the animal from the screen, it's as if it's during the daylight. But you will only see it on black and white. So here where we are managing a natural system, and we don't want to interfere on this natural environment, because when shining the artificial lights, sometimes we can make the predator visible by the prey, and we can also make the prey animals visible by their predators. So I can see that Hukumuri is now getting jealous because that hyena got back again to where he was dropping the meat, and he is now showing some interest. So let's go back to the tent.
So while Hukumuri stirs, I'm ready to put you to sleep once again. That sounds terrible. I meant make you go to sleep. That was a horrible way of phrasing it. So, you know what's really sad is that in the entire duration of the sunset safari, we've done 4 grasses. So quickly, we'll do 2 more. We'll do 2 more because I reckon it'll look nice on my grade 3 project. Quickly, microscope and go. Quickly, see if you can guess what that is. I will show you it in a second in real life. Dun dun dun. Okay, there's some seeds in there. There's some flowers. Oh, there's even a little thingy wandering around on there. I don't know what it is, but it is very present. Okay, I'm going to take it out. And here we go. I'm grabbing it now, and it is now out from under the microscope. And look, there, quickly. You can get that one easily. FC, you don't know what it is, do you? I forgot to warn you. But you can get that one quickly. I'm pretty sure you'll know what it is. We often complain when the vehicles don't have it. Let's put it that way. And the vehicles don't have it when they go into the drainage line around Gowrie Cutline and behind Buffelshoek Dam and up towards Sydney's Dam. Okay, apparently the YouTube is delayed. Next one, while the YouTubers figure it out, they're a bit behind the times. And Next one, and go. The feed is delayed in general. Okay. Quick, think. Kathy says it is wheat. It is not wheat. It is something different entirely. Chris Soper says that it is finger grass. It's not, although finger grass was one of the grasses I picked up, but it's not the one I was demonstrating. Apparently one of you says it's rye. I didn't even hear who it was post Friday. It is not rye. It is... Princess Kimberly says it's buffels of grass. No, I think we've had a slight misunderstanding there. We don't have Buffels Hook, as it happens. We cannot drive there, but we can drive to Buffels Hook Dam. All right, next grass, go. This is getting confusing. Oh, there's something in it. It's moving around. It's moving. Look at it. What are you? Probably a poor trapped Mopani bee who's desperately trying to get back to its home in the... Riser, well done. It is indeed signal grass, not this grass, the one we were looking at before. We now have a lot of ground to cover because Nina tells me this is probably my last segment. So, hold on to your hats, folks. It's going to be quick. I'm sure that's a Mopani bee. Let me take him out quickly. Okay, taking the grass out. Right, well done. Signal grass indeed. Somewhere in here there is a poor trapped bee. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's not a bee. What is that? It's a spider. Hello, little spider. I'm sorry. There you are. Oops, sorry. There's a little spider. Little spider gone. No, little spider's back. Surprise! Okay, this is an easy grass. Very easy grass. We often talk about its virtues when surprised. Puggy says guinea grass. It is not a guinea grass. I do feel a little bit... Oh, sorry, Jandre. I do feel a little bit sort of like it's a fan. Cal 6, it is not red oat grass. The waving fields of red oat grass, as Mr. Henry would say, also known as red grass, Thamida triandra. It's not red grass. Linda said something unintelligible. I imagine that when Linda typed it, it wasn't unintelligible, but Nina... Strip? I'm confused. Tell me what you said. I'm so sorry. I promise you I'm just... Any ideas, Jandre? Strip? Sorry, Nina. I promise. Yes. GDH has got it. It is... Feathertop chloris grass. There we go. Okay, quickly. Before Hukamuri gets up and starts wandering off for something and we have to link away and you never see us again. Oh, Linda was referring to a bug. Oh, the bug that we were looking at. That was a little spider who's now on the desk and unfortunately cannot live in that Feathertop chloris anymore because it's going on my art project. I would give myself a C+ for this. It's not very good at all. Bush, felt, signal, and feather. But Andy says it looks like Feathertop allergy grass. Yes, exactly. Chloris. Chloris. Just don't look too closely at that. Don't know how to spell chloris. I have no idea. I think it's CH. And there you go. My art project. The grasses that we managed to collect and you managed to identify over the course of one sunset safari. Well done, everyone. Very impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only a good couple of hundred to go, folks. those are the major ones that we found around the tent. Finger grass didn't even get a show in. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to... Oh, I forgot there was stuff on the back of this. I'm going to leave this here for some poor hapless guide to find when they decide to present next. Meanwhile, while we leave them with that mess, let's go across to Hukumuri, who didn't leave the hyenas much of a mess at all.
Yeah, Hukumuri is still now in bed, you can see. And if you don't look carefully, I'm telling you, it's not easy to see him from the naked eyes. You can see him nicely because it's through the infrared, but here where I am, I can promise you it's very easy to pass this animal. So the prey animals can even easily approach Hukumuri at the moment. So you can hear the nightjars are also up now. I can hear one of them is making some call not very far away here. So that is telling us that now is the beginning of the nocturnal life. It's when we are expecting Hukumuri to wake up and climb the tree. So you can see that the stomach has got something now. I think he ate a little bit there on the ground. You can see that the stomach is showing some developments there. When we got here, it was not like this. So those are the beautiful spots which helps these animals to blend with the surrounding. I didn't copy the question from ID very nicely. If you can repeat that. The hyenas, I don't think they will be able to eat the quills. I saw here that hyena was not eating the quills. He was just eating only the meat because he dropped the neck and that neck was still having the head. And that's why there was some lot of meat. That's why the stomach is looking big. So the quills from these porcupines, hyenas must be knowing them very well. Some people they even think the porcupine quills are poisonous, but they are not really poisonous. It's just that they can be very much painful. So you can see those quills there. This is a very pretty cat indeed. You can see that now it's streaming. So look at that. So it means there must be something coming. I saw how he reacted because normally these animals can be able to hear from far. When we got here earlier, the breathing rate on this cat, it was not fast as we are seeing. It was very nice, relaxed, because the stomach was still very much empty. But maybe now, because quite a lot of pockets and the space has been occupied by what he has just eaten earlier on, that is why now he is breathing just like this. So I can't see what he's looking at, but I can promise you he's looking at something. Maybe it's the hyena because that is where the other hyena got disappeared. It is very much rare for a cat to spend such a lot of time on the ground when having something up in a tree. cat, Hukumuri, the possibilities of him to take another kill, they are very high. I'm going to take you back to what I have witnessed here in Juma, whereby Hosanna was catching some of the prey animals and hide them by one of the jackalberries. At one stage, Hosanna managed to have 2 different kills, and they were all hosted by the different trees. He had a small nyala and he had an impala. So you can see the animals, they are so very much opportunistic, and they will take action every time a prey animal presents itself. The fact that the animal has got killed already doesn't matter. He will go after something which is passing by. So the possibilities of the cat Hukumuri to catch something, if there is any presence of a prey animal here, they are very much high. So now let's go back to Taylor, who is searching for something during the dark.
Hi everybody, have you missed me? Probably not. Right, we are driving on Sandy Patch now. I did just quickly check towards Sydney's Dam just to see if the Nkuhumas maybe came this way. So I also asked Dylan earlier today if he's heard anything else on the Leons, and he says no. He says just the 5 torchwood females that have been spotted at Nkoro that I was telling you about. I think this morning I was telling you about them. So they haven't actually seen the Nkuhumas. Oh, and then he mentioned about the Nkuhuma male and the Mangen boy, well, the 2 of them that were together. But they obviously crossed into Juma. Still didn't see where they crossed out. Strange. Very, very, very strange. So I thought we might as well just come and check this area once more, because maybe they'll jump out or they'll be sitting on the road. They seem to like Sandy Patch at the moment. Sandy Patch and Weirtela Access is like their go-to route. So we will check their go-to route. And also Tlalamba the princess didn't pop out either. Rexon had heard that. No, he didn't hear that. He heard kudu alarming and impala alarming, and he sat for ages around Twin Dams, hoping that she was going to pop out, but it didn't sound like she did. So she's a sneaky cat, but maybe she'll be there in the morning. There's lots of food around for her, but a bit big. Waterbuck, really big impala rams. I don't know if she's strong enough to take down an impala ram just yet, or she has the experience. I mean, definitely think she can take down a young impala lamb, no problem. Scrub hair, Dacre, Steenbok, she'll be fine, but not a big impala ram. That's gonna be a bit of a challenge. She doesn't really have much weight to sort of throw around, not like Tumba did. Did I tell you about the cool thing that I saw? Maybe some of you read the blog that I wrote. I'll tell you now. Firefly, yes, I think if Tandy and Tlalamba had a meeting, I don't think it's going to be a particularly nice one. She want to have a look at a nightjar. Who wants to see a nightjar? I think there'll be some snarling. No, you can't see the nightjar because it's not flown away, obviously. I don't know why I even stopped. So Tandy's not going to be impressed. Tlalamba probably try and, say, hey, Mom, what's up? But I think Tandy's tired now. She's wanting to... Well, she's given up babysitting duty. She's like, right, be free. You're on your own. She'll tolerate her, though. I mean, we've seen it when... Is Dad a bush baby? You saw that, Senzo? What are their eyes up top there? On the tree. Sorry, stand by, everyone. Ooh, that's loud. Oh, where did they go? Can you zoom into that? Yeah, that there. I think it might have been a birdie. There was some serious eye shine going on. Oh, no. Senzo going again. Bottom. Bush baby! Yes! Everybody, there is a lesser Gallagher. How cool is that? You can just see it. It's a bit difficult. We're in infrared now. We've gotten into infrared, everybody. I'm still going to shine my light. That's so cool. Bouncing down to the bottom branches now. Where are you going? They'll be very happy at this time of the year too, with all the bugs that are about. Whee! That was a great jump. That's so epic. It's still bouncing. I think we're going to lose it though because we've now got too many trees in front of us. But that was a fantastic sighting. That was something I completely forgot about that lived in this area. Bush babies. I also wonder how Lauren is enjoying the sound of the hyraxes in the Mara. I'd love to hear her feedback. When the Mara is back up and running again, so we're having some technical difficulties down there with the interwebs. And when they're back up and running, though, we'll have to ask Lauren what she thinks about that. Okay, right. Ooh, I caught a locust, look, but it's sitting in a very inappropriate place, so I have to catch it first. You can do it in infrared. How cool. Is this like a rain locust or something? It's very camouflage colors. It's all browns and grays. Got big eyes. Its antennae look like grass, don't you think? Very cool. It's got, look at all the sort of serrated bits on the back of its legs, so that's quite cool. You can see quite nicely. Look at that. And it's a great defense mechanism to have that. And you can see its wings are folded back. Awesome. That's what jumped on me, though. See, I didn't even get a fright this time. Lots of little nocturnal critters. Okay, but we'll keep driving. We'll let this little creature live here until it decides to fly away. Hopefully it won't fly away back in my face. I will not be very happy with that. I will flick you. If you do that, you'll get flicked off far away. Nice. Bush baby. Locust. Grasshopper thing. What else are we going to see next? Let's go with puff adder. I would like to know it's scrub hare. Scrub hare, off the road. Please, will you vacate to the left? No? Thank you. Let's come back for a second wind. No! This is a fun game that we play with the scrub hares. Chase the scrub hare around in the evening. Okay, it's gone now. Let us keep searching. Maybe Jamie will be able to tell us exactly what kind of creature this was sitting here. Jamie, it's brown and it had a bit of grey on it, so good luck. Let's go back to Jamie in the tent who might even tell you about some night grasses.
That's what it looks like when someone throws you under the bus. Phew! Straight under the wheels. I have absolutely no idea what locust that was. I wasn't even looking. I'm sorry. I was not even watching. Interesting thing about swarms of locusts on a totally different topic to grass, thank goodness. Although I suppose relevant to grass in its own way. There's a whole interesting thing that I read the other day about the swarms of locusts that occur in certain areas. And for a long time, biologists were totally baffled because these locusts had a specific coloring to them and they looked very different to the seasonal locusts that they would see every year. And they couldn't understand where this different species was coming from. It just all of a sudden happened to come up in these swarms. And you know what? The grass pollen has all got up my nose because, well, I cannot stop sneezing. I'm going to do my best to try and hold back for this segment. Anyway, what they eventually discovered is that locusts, when on their own, a lot of species of locusts have a very particular color scheme, and they actually avoid each other. But in a situation where it starts to favor high populations of that particular locust, they actually become a totally different color and often become a bit larger and a bit more elongated and a little bit stronger. And then all of a sudden that population booms, they start to move together when they start to change color like that, and all of a sudden you've got a swarm. Fascinating fact, and it's purely to distract you from the fact that I've got absolutely no idea which locust was sitting on a Taylor's dashboard. Last thing about grass, because I've now burned through all the content that we had and all the content that I collected, I have to show you something funny. Different grasses have different grazing values, as discussed. Panicum grass, fantastic for cows. Something like, I'll put it up for you in a sec there, Jandre. And then you've got something like the carrot seed, for example, or the tassel 3-orn, which doesn't have very good grazing value at all. So reference books about grass will actually specifically have little symbols for it. And I just love the key that they've chosen in this grass book, which definitely, if you were to ask me, isn't written by a gentleman called Oatsern, if you are interested in grass. So this is a happy cow for when it's high grazing value. And then this is a sort of sad cow because it's only average grazing value. And then my absolute favorite is this is a low grazing value grass, which is a very angry cow. So don't feed your cows carrot seed grass or herringbone or anything like that, or you'll have a very angry cow. I mean, it works. It works very well. A suitable way of expressing how cows feel about those type of grasses. And I imagine if you were to replace that cow symbol with, say, a rhino, you could have an angry rhino when presented with something like carrot seed, or perhaps you could have a really happy rhino when presented with red grass. Little happy rhino symbol. They probably should have used, well, grasses are relevant to people other than us. Farmers, of course, find them very, very important to chat about. I've run out of things to tell you about grass. The end. Goodbye. It's been an absolute joy. I hope you didn't get too overexcited. And just when you think the excitement is just too much, Hukumuri is going to add to it by doing a marvelous job of being fast asleep.
Hukumuri is still lying down here, not showing any sign of doing anything. I can see that the chances for us to see him climbing back into the tree, they are very much slim. So I think I've also got to leave him and see if maybe we can find something. As I hear the hyenas not very far here, they were making some noise. I don't know if maybe there is something happening there, because here it looks like it's going to be quiet for quite a while. I can hear the hyenas are starting to call a lot, and a lot of them are not far away from here where I am. So you can see that now Hukumuri is enjoying his deep sleep. I'm left with no option but to leave him and see if we can find something interesting. Maybe we might be lucky and find something here by the tree house dam. So the hyenas were just making noise not very far away from here, and I just want to try my luck there. Maybe some other competitors are coming this side. Yeah, the hyenas, they were making noise not very far away from here, much more towards the treehouse dam, which is where I'm going to try my luck now. The bush is very thick here. The bush is very much thick here where I am. It's difficult to see far. So I'm gonna have to look nicely for the road here. It's not easy, but I managed to see where the road is. So now let's go back to Taylor.
Hello again. We're chasing scrub hair still. We're gonna go find a white-tailed mongoose now. Don't you come back out. Get off the road. Okay, I'm just focusing on not driving over the scrubby. No, you had an opportunity. You've had ample opportunities. Move. Don't turn right. Don't turn right. We're going right. Don't go right. Okay, I've blocked it off. Managed to evade the scrub hair. Let us go and find a white-tailed mongoose. What? The last few minutes. Oh, there's lightning. No, we're going to watch the lightning. Yay. Entertainment. Sensible, maybe this is where it's all going to happen now. We're going to have another pair of mating leopards, the lightning in the background, in a tree. You're going to mate in a tree like they do in India. I've never seen leopards this side. I don't know who asked that. Sorry, Nina, I didn't get the name again. To wait, there's a long delay, it's always awkward. Quick, quick. Okay, cancelled. Never mind, don't worry. Let's find a spot to watch the lightning. Tommy, thank you. You said it's a rain locust. I got something right for a change. Yes! Woo! Watch. Someone else is gonna. Where's Dr. Owen? He's gonna go. No, it's not. It's this one. No, I'm only joking. I really do. If I'm wrong, I think I'm probably wrong. Just trying to figure out where I can get a view because I can't remember what they really look like. But I thought that they looked like this. This one doesn't enjoy my driving though. Okay, let us sit here. Oh, hang on. We've got a little gap ski. Can we get a gap ski here? I don't know if we're going to see the lightning now, but... Oh, there was some there, but I think it was better there, that cloud. You see there, Sens? Oh, I'll show you now. Yeah. That part, and then my light doesn't work very well. If you keep going a bit more... Yeah, there. So that end part of the cloud that you can see just to the right of the marula tree. Let's see if that lights up. Yes, saw some under the marula tree. There's no thunder though, so we're not going to be able to listen to anything. To the crickets if you like. Woo-hoo! Did you hear that? Sensor. I think it was, no, I'm just joking, it was me. Everybody, was me making owl noises. That's amazing, Angel. I'm so glad that there's an elephant at the dam cam. Enjoy. You can always switch over and watch it there. We're not going to head down that way, unfortunately. I'm not going to bother the elephant at night. Even though I've got infrared, I just think it's unnecessary. If we bump them, cool, but I'm not going to go searching for elephant at night time. What else we got here, Senzo? The lightning is not happening this evening, so I'm searching the trees around us for content. Nothing. Fine, we'll go then. No, come back. The show's not finished. It's gone. You can be free. Okay, the locust has now left the building or left the vehicle. Maybe we'll get some more bush babies. This has become quite an overgrown area. I'm surprised since 2016 how quarantine has transformed. It was a lot more open a couple of years ago. And now all the silver cluster leaves have come through and lots of new bush willows, and they're starting to encroach this fairly open area. And if it carries on, I reckon in like another 5 or 6 years, it's not going to be open at all. I think it would just be littered with all these encroaching trees. That's the problem. That is the problem. Then we won't see any zebra ever again. No, I'm just joking. We see them on other parts too. But I am going to turn around here because it's almost the end of safari. Okay, these marula trees are good for bush babies because I've seen them in here before, lots of them. But probably not tonight because I think we already got spoiled with one bush baby. Whee! Okay, we're going to turn around. No white-tailed mongoose just yet, so lots of bugs as I drove into the grass. Chase them all away. Luckily I didn't gym arms today. Whew, would have been sore. Okay. Come on, last minute white-tailed mongoose or honey badger. One of the two would be great. Will we see it? I don't know. About 30 seconds, everybody. 30 seconds. Oh, Senzo's got the moon as we're driving. Sorry, everyone. We're cruising. That's really nice. Beautiful, lovely moon. We should still be able to see the stars. Isn't that gorgeous? Right, but that's all the time we have for you this evening. So thank you very much for joining us. And we look forward to doing it all again tomorrow morning. Good night. Bye-bye.